Hey guys, Romie here. So, Jackie Christie is attempting to run a trip, and here's the fallout from it. This is my quick recap for Basketball Wives LA Season 5, Episode 13. It starts off with Jackie talking to her husband, Doug, and Doug is just there watching her pack, and Jackie, she's trying to bring everything. She's trying to bring, of course, her alcohol. She's trying to bring her big Buddha. Why? Because she's going to need all of the spiritual advice and spirits, period, necessary to run this trip effectively and have these women get along, because it's just like she invited people who aren't really rocking with each other, and so that's what normally happens when you invite people who aren't normally rocking with each other. You have to deal with, maybe we're not gonna have the most peaceful trip. And Doug's looking at her like, these are your friends and you invited them, and why? Again, why? But Jackie has invited Duffy and Malaysia to this, well, they didn't know what it was, but it was actually technically this this Spanish speaking / writing class. And so they're starting out, it's like, how do you say this in Spanish? I mean, how do you say this? It's like, how do you pronounce that? And the instructor doesn't let it be known that they're learning Spanish, but they're not dumb. They figure it out. And so Malaysia comes a little bit later, and she's just wondering, like, why am I coming to a foreign language class? Like, what is this really about? Can you just go and cut to the chase, because we've already extended this scene long enough. Oh, yeah, so I'm planning a trip. You know, my Doug's planning a trip for us, and it's in Portugal. And Malaysia was like, yeah, some rich friends who are actually going on a trip that I actually want to go to. Yeah. So the whole thing now is, you know, they do a little cutesy thing with drawing on the board and playing around. Malaysia, you know, she wants to explore and have some fun. Jackie just wants everyone to be naked. That's what Jackie wants. She wants everyone to be naked and to have a good time and to just vibe out and to feel each other. And they're just looking at her like, oh, okay, Jackie, with Tammy too? Yeah, sure, we'll figure that out. Now, Jackie is with her daughter, Shantis. Shantis has a different vision for this wedding. That's how we'll phrase it. Jackie wants, still more so she wants to be dressed a little bit slutty, but a little bit classy as well. Shantis is like, why are you looking at an official wedding dress? This is more so like a backyard barbecue-esque type of thing. And I'm thinking, yeah, 20 years, at this point, you can just do whatever. But at the end of the day, this is your wedding. This is your 20th wedding, or however many anniversaries you guys technically did, so, of getting remarried. So you're allowed to do whatever you want. But I do agree with Shantis that something low-key would be okay, and that Jackie's thinking, well, you know, I'm actually overall okay with low-key. It's just with these group of people. No, that's the wrong type of mentality. I understand why Jackie wants to do what she wants to do with these group of people, because she knows them, but at the end of the day, you shouldn't have to worry about and babysit ladies, grown women. So I agree with Shantis on that point. If they're gonna come, they're gonna accept it the way it is, because they're your real friends. So it is what it is. Now, again, we have another scene with Duffy and Malaysia. Why? Because Malaysia is going to be the mediator between Duffy and Tammy. Tammy ends up not showing up. But before we find out Tammy ends up not showing up, Duffy's just saying how she apologized to Jazz, so she doesn't understand why she can't have a civil conversation with Tammy. We're all thinking, because you played her daughter, especially right in front of her, and you expect her to be cool with that. And Malaysia was actually trying to convey that as well. Duffy just wasn't seeing it. Duffy is just stuck in this whole, well, I apologize to Jazz, so she should be good enough to go and just kind of meet and talk. And that's not where Tammy's head's at. Tammy's head is like, bleep you. You said what you said to my daughter, so that's the mentality that I'm sticking with. And this isn't being petty, this is just being a parent. So, she doesn't show up, and Malaysia tells her, you know what? You have her phone number, so why don't you just go and text her how you feel? And so Malaysia had to coach Duffy on how to do a proper apology through text, because it's like, that's what you actually need to do to her, because you did to her daughter, and just say the same thing to her in regards to her daughter. You don't have to apologize to her about not liking her. No, because that would be fake. That would be phony. But just make sure that you tell her that you apologize to her daughter, and you apologize to her for it even coming off that way. Just say what's on your heart. And Duffy just, through text, just said how it was more so about protecting herself and defending herself than going directly against her daughter. So it is what it is. Now Malaysia has this event because she's a brand ambassador to something. I'm not really sure what it was. So she invited the core group of ladies. So that's Tammy, Shawnee, Jackie, and Brandy. That means the two angels and Duffy were invited, because the thing is, this is something that has limited space. Oh wait, was that Jennifer Williams in the background? Wait a minute now. I think I just know it's Jennifer Williams, and I'm thinking, dang, Jennifer was at this event, but she didn't interact with the lady. Okay. Anyway, and Tammy really appreciates the fact that the core group of women, see Jackie, this is what you could have done. This is exactly what you could have done instead of what you ended up doing, because that made absolutely no, yeah, that was Jennifer Williams. No sense. So now it's like, okay, so are you going to this trip? Are you not gonna go? Are we gonna have to go and be separate from one another? Like, what's really good? Tammy, after a lot of soul searching and realizing this is a free trip, let me go on it, I can do whatever I want type of mentality, she decides she's gonna go. But she doesn't accept Duffy's apology because she saw a text message. She's not here for Duffy. She doesn't like Duffy. So, with me saying so much, Tammy decides, I'll go on the trip. I'm going to hang out with the core group. Actually, I don't have an issue with the angels really either. I'm thinking, first off, everyone in that room has had an issue with each other on some level. On some level, whether it's big or small, and you're still able to get along. So this was, I guess, a different type of low, but all of this is a little fake. All of this is a little fake. I can't see in real life some of these women really dealing with some of these other women, the stuff that they had to go through. And I'm like, how is Jackie still invited, even though she's shown that doesn't know how to act sometimes at people's event? How are some... Anyway, new beginnings. This is what this group is all about. Something happens, we forget like it ever happened. They show up at the airport, everyone except for Duffy and Brandy, because they had to get on a different flight. That was perfect for Tammy, because Tammy's saying how, you see here, this is a group. This is a group, and I can mesh with this group. Those two over there, I actually like Brandy. I'm thinking, dang, how is it that you ladies did all this arguing and now you guys actually like each other? Well, Tammy's just saying, I'm cool with Brandy. Which makes sense, though, because they are very similar. So I can see that. I can definitely see that. She just lets me know, Duffy, no. And I'm not going to go and try to force myself to pretend to like myself. I'm not doing it for you, Malaysia. I'm not doing it for you. Malaysia's like, it's cool. All enough relationship with Duffy anyway, so it's cool. We cool, but I'm not like this with her. So it's cool. That's what she probably wanted to say. That's probably what she was thinking in her mind. But it was like, it's not necessary to come out. Jackie's upset because she just wants everyone to get naked and get along. They're at the hotel, and Duffy and Brandy were already there, celebrating at the bar. And there's just like, oh, so how's it gonna go? It's just like, well, Malaysia said, I'm gonna go and hang with you guys, and then I'll come down there a little bit later. Also, Jackie said something similar, and I believe even Shawnee, I think Shawnee as well, said that she was gonna come down. And so then when everyone was pretty much like, all right, the people that I guess Tammy really wanted to hang out with were going down there, she decides, you know what? I'll go down there too. And they're like, what? It's like, yeah, so I can do this for Brandy. I actually do like her. She keeps it real, so I appreciate that. So it's like, oh, okay. This is, you know what? why don't we just go and invite her up here? I was like, okay. Tammy, are you good with that? I was just like, yeah, I'm good. I'm thinking, this is really sad. This is really sad that these grown women have to go and interact with each other like this, because this makes absolutely zero sense. Absolutely zero sense. So Duffy and Brandy come there, and everyone's saying happy birthday to Brandy, and Duffy's just like, okay, so what's good, because I feel like Tammy wants to go and destroy me. And because remember, in the bus, Tammy was just like, well, you know, look, I really get into fights with people, and you know, some people do it with words, and that's cute. I can cut you with a razor, I can hit you with my fist. It is what it is if I really am not feeling you. So they decide, you know what, this isn't really working out too well. They leave the table. When I say they, I mean, let's go and get changed and meet each other in the morning. So everyone leaves except for Duffy, Brandy, Malaysia, and Jackie. And of course, Tammy knows, it was like, oh, that's interesting, Malaysia. So are you choosing sides? Because it kind of sounded like you were on my side, more so in the before when we were together. But I know you have to be kind of impartial, but let me go and eavesdrop to make sure that people aren't being flakes and being wishy-washy. And they weren't. Jackie and Malaysia were just recounting, giving a recount of what actually occurred. And it was accurate. You know, Tammy never once was like, see, this is why I knew they were fake. It was just, you know, Tammy right now, because of the situation that you guys had, of you threatening to punch her in the face and her also basically trying to call her daughter whack. She's not feeling you. She's not feeling you, and nothing's going to change that. And so Duffy's like, okay, cool, copacetic, but here's my thing, and here's why I feel like that's whack and that's not cool. And Shawnee and Tammy are just eavesdropping. Now, mind you, Tammy had the door cracked a little bit. Shawnee's just like, you know we can't see them, and production needs to get the good lighting, so just open the door. And Tammy's just like, okay, Jackie, yes, that's right, that's accurate. Okay, Malaysia, okay, that's right, that's accurate. Okay, cool. And Duffy starts to cry, because Duffy's just like, wait a minute, so you're saying that we have to go and be separate groups? That doesn't make sense, we're adults. That's true normally, but this is the type of situation where Tammy has gotten into fights in Spain. She's gotten into fights basically internationally. She has no issues getting into a fight nationally, and somehow gets away with it. Probably because of the power of VH1, but gets away with it. So she doesn't have a problem doing that again. And, you know, Shawnee's feeling a little bad because Duffy's starting to cry and Jackie's starting to cry. Because it's just like, we can't just be a little bit more cordial. Tammy's just like, I don't care. I don't care at all. And so this is where the conversation takes a turn for the worst, because now we're focusing on Duffy says, I missed my son's graduation to come here. We're all looking at her like, wait a minute, Brandy, why did you allow your friend to miss her son's graduation to come on this trip? She could have came the next day and we would have understood. They all have kids. All of them have kids. They understand that. That's not something that's a foreign concept. Malaysia, in the same breath as all of us, are like, well, you know, I would have made sure to stay for my son and then come the next day. Tammy and Sean are like, right, what are you doing, Duffy? This doesn't make any sense, and this is the issue. That's why Duffy feels hurt in all these situations, because Duffy seems like the type to drop everything, and if it's all for presenting a certain image or opportunity, she jumps at that instead of making sure that what she really cares about, she focuses on. And that's a problem. That's a huge problem, because I'm looking at her like, Duffy, we can't feel bad for you because you didn't have to come. You did not have to come. You could have came the next day. It's okay. It's okay. Screw all of them. Screw all of them. You know what really matters to you. So you should have used your judgment that you know you want to stay there for your son. You should have just done it. Now, of course, they're consoling her, and Jackie's trying to figure out, Lord, I don't know what to do because this is supposed to be my trip. I'm supposed to be in charge. I want everyone to be together and have a good time, but that's not happening right now. And so I really don't know if this is going to work out, if this is going to end up working out or not. So it's the next day, and they're having breakfast, and they're having like the world's biggest continental breakfast. And guess who they're waiting for? They're waiting for Tammy, because Tammy, well, Angel brings, I think the first time we heard her talk in this episode, well, the second time we heard her talk in this episode, you know, it's talking about, Lord, all these black people having cheese, you know y'all lactose intolerant, y'all know y'all need some porta potties or something. I was thinking the same thing. So we're here. We are here. We are here. And I'm looking at the list like, y'all know what lactose intolerant is? Oh, Jesus. So Malaysia comes, and it's apparent that Tammy may not be coming. So Shawnee called her room. Oh, and no answer. So they're thinking maybe they should just go down and see what's going on. So Shawnee and Jackie go, and they knock on her door. They knock. They don't hear anything. So Jackie gets nervous because it's just like, we do know Tammy. We know Tammy enough to know that she would have been like, what y'all doing? What y'all knocking? Blah, blah, blah. Get some type of response. And she didn't. So now they're nervous. They have no idea. In a foreign country, who knows? So I guess they're going to get security to open the door. Or Tammy's going to magically open the door and respond before security gets. You know how this all works out. So that was it. This was right before the drama really ensues. Next week is when the fight's going to occur. I know that's what a lot of people care about. So I just thought I'd throw that in there. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week.